green field, and national, the lights are dim. Women walk the pavement, lost in the wind. The hustle's real, but the price is steep. Chasing dollars while their souls just weep. Every corner's a story, every block a dream, but the darkness swallows everything in between. They got mouths to feed, they got bills to pay, but this life ain't no gift, it's a price they gotta pay.
So yeah, this is F.A.C.E Productions, Focus Authority, Creating Excellence. I'm here again with another young lady that I met that is willing to have a conversation with me. What street am I on?
35th and National.
35th and National. Okay, cool. So if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. Okay. How old are you, Dee Dee?
I'm 31.
31. Okay, cool. So, Dee Dee, would you say that you're familiar with hustling on National?
Most definitely.
Most definitely. So, how long have you been hustling on National?
On and off since 2015.
Okay. So, has there been like a good financial take home from being on National?
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some days are better than others.
Okay. So, on a good day, like, what would you say is a good take home? On a good day.
$200-300.
$200-300. Okay, cool. Have you ran into any bad situations by being on it?
Most definitely. I got hit by a car.
Damn.
Somebody beat me up and broke my hip and my femur.
Really? Okay. So, where are you from? Are you from Milwaukee?
No, I'm from Hartford, West Bend area.
Okay. So, how did you find yourself here near National?
My son's father, his family lived on 23rd and Pierce International.
Okay. So, is this where your experience of hustling and drugs and things like that come about from being in this area?
Yeah. When I'm sober, I'm not in Milwaukee at all.
Right.
And when I'm using, I come right down here.
Okay. So, when was the last time you used?
About an hour ago.
An hour ago. Okay, and when we say use, what type of
Cocaine and opiates.
Substances. Okay. Cocaine, opiates.
Mm-hmm.
And how long would you say you've been getting high?
This is a relapse for me, so I've been getting high since November 23rd of last year.
Okay, cool. So, what are your plans from now for the next 6 months? Do you consider yourselves to be out here hustling for summer's approaching?
I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
I have surgery I have to do in a few weeks, so I'm hoping to get myself back into treatment and sober living.
Right. So, do you have family in West Bend?
I have family, but they're not willing to enable or help me in any way when I'm using, so.
Right. But they are supportive?
They're supportive of me when I'm sober.
Okay.
They do not want to associate themselves with me when I'm using.
Right. And so, are you more when they see you? Are you sober most of the time, or
I'm sober every time I see my family.
Okay.
I don't get high around my family.
How often do you see your family?
I haven't seen them since about a month now.
Okay. And is that because you haven't been sober?
Yeah. And then like when I did see them, it was because I had court in West Bend, so went out there and had court, and then I went and saw my family and my kids and stuff.
Okay. So basically, it's just if you know you're getting high, you just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't be around them. I can't have my children see me that way.
All right. So how many children do you have?
I have two.
Two? A girl and a boy?
I have a 10-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay. Because you got the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. So can you give me some type of scenario or something that's happened out here that made you second guess getting high and being out here hustling at any time?
I mean, when somebody disabled me, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's emotional, huh?
Yeah.
As it should be, you know?
Just being away from my kids. That's
Yeah.
enough, you know?
Right. Yeah, I can imagine that. Well, I can't imagine that. You know, just having to be away from your kids. So,
Just not being there for them because I'm choosing to get high is really sad.
right.
So, I don't understand why I keep relapsing. I get sober, stay sober, for a year, 2 years, a couple months, and then I'll relapse. I just don't understand why I just can't stop,
You think maybe it's the people that you choose to associate with?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. The people I keep in contact with. Because, like, when I get sober and I'm associating myself with different people, that are doing well and working and, focus on their recovery, I do great.
Right.
But then when I surround myself around somebody that's using, it's a temptation and a trigger for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. So if there was well, you said you've tried sober living, and what's the longest you think you've been sober?
I'm sober for 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know that goal is still reachable again, right?
Oh yeah, I do. And when I have surgery, I reached out to the people I needed to reach out to go for treatment and sober living. So I just have to do that and stay in a safe environment once I have surgery, because if I don't, my body's gonna get worse, and I'm just gonna deteriorate.
Right.
Pretty much.
So when after you get high or something, is there a guilt process that follows you behind that?
Yeah, I mean, you get high so you can forget about what you're doing,
Right.
hurting your family, being on the streets,
Right.
the fact that you're struggling,
Right.
being homeless. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to think for a second, like, once I smoke this shit, I ain't got nowhere to go.
Right.
I ain't got no,
So what do you do when you know that? Like, how do you manage day by day? Like, where do you go?
I stay at friends' places. I go to people's houses that I know that get high,
Yeah.
and I smoke with them so I can have a place to stay.
Right. Has there ever been a time where you don't have any drugs or any money to get drugs,
Yeah.
and you have nowhere to go?
Yeah.
And then what happens then?
I walk around until morning
Really?
because I'm too scared to sit in one spot.
Right.
With me being, disabled. So, and when you're outside walking and you're a female, and somebody can see that, you're not walking correctly, and you got something wrong with you, you're literally prey to the snakes.
Right.
I scream victim,
Right. I get it. Yeah, I get that. So what is the goal or the end game? Like, what do you see yourself doing to change the situation, if any?
I need to dig down deep and figure out what trauma causes me to continue to relapse, and figure out how to fix that and heal myself.
Right.
And be there for my children, because when I'm genuinely happy is when I'm completely sober.
Right.
When I don't have anything that's mind altering, where I'm with my kids, where I'm working a full-time job, I have money in the bank, I have my own house again, I have my own car, when I'm doing things and I'm there with my family is when I'm genuinely happy. So I just need to get myself in the position to get myself out of it and dig down deep into trauma so that I don't have this happen again.
Right. And I believe that comes with a plan. Like, you have to implement a plan.
Yes. And you have to follow through with it.
Right.
You can make a plan all you want, but you gotta follow through.
Right. So when do you plan on following through?
Well, I have surgery coming up in 2 weeks, so I plan on doing that as soon as.
So everything revolves around this surgery.
Well, yeah, because once I have surgery, I have to have a safe environment to recover.
Right.
And if I don't, I'm out in the streets. That if I'm not taking care of myself, I can damage myself more, or I can get an infection and an open wound, being a homeless and stuff. And I don't want that to happen.
Right.
I don't want to lose my leg.
Of course not. Of course not.
I can only imagine. Honestly, I probably would try to end my life if I lost my leg.
You think that would be?
It wouldn't be wise, no.
Answer?
It wouldn't be the answer at all. I'd be running away from my problems because I'd still be leaving my children behind. When in fact I'm the one that actually, if it comes to that, I made those choices to get there.
So don't you think that you're slowly ending your life every time you use?
I can see it. The amount of weight I've lost since I relapsed in November.
Yeah.
I literally look like a cancer patient when I don't have clothes on.
Right.
I'm literally skin and bones.
Right. Well, you still have a brain.
Yes, I do. And I just gotta use it.
That's right. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just gotta use it and get myself off these streets because I do not belong here.
No.
I can fit in, I can, camouflage, but this ain't for me. This life is not for me. My life is with my children.
You're right.
And watching them grow up and
Right. So
raising them so they don't end up in the situation that I'm in.
Right. Right. So can you imagine how they must feel?
Yeah,
Kid?
it's heartbreaking
You know what I mean?
that I'm choosing to get high instead of being there. Well, for my kids, taking my son to school and picking him up,
Right. And at this point, I
watching
don't.
my daughter grow up.
Right.
Like, your kids are only small for so long,
That's
and
right.
then before you know it, they're grown up, and I'm missing those precious moments with her.
This is true. This is true. And I don't think at this point it's a choice. I think,
It's a choice.
well, I guess it is a choice.
It's a
but
choice.
but once you get high for so long, it becomes an
It's a disease.
addiction and
It's a
just
disease.
a bad decision.
It's a disease.
You know.
And when we're using drugs and alcohol, we put holes in our brain.
Yeah.
The longer we use, we put holes in our brain. And they actually say that when you've been sober for a year,
Yeah.
that's when your brain finally starts to regenerate those cells and heal.
Right.
So, being sober for a couple months really does nothing to your body,
Right.
or your brain more than your body. But
So, what were you doing on a daily basis for those 3 years that you weren't getting high?
I was, being a mom to my son. I was going to work. I was living life. I was enjoying it. I was going to festivals with my kids, parks, just living, going out to eat,
Right.
enjoying life as you should, instead of spending all your money on drugs.
Do you have like an ex-boyfriend, or where are the
No.
kids with their dad?
My son's father passed away, and I don't talk to my daughter's dad.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Sorry to hear
Thank
that.
you.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep. So can you tell me, has there been out here on the street like men who gave you some type of bizarre request or the weirdest thing someone has asked of you?
Yeah, I mean, men try to trick you and say, hey, let's just get high and kick it and relax, and then before you know it, you're smoking with them, and then you owe them something, and then they try to take advantage of that. You get high,
Right.
and some men out here, they do some crazy things. I've had somebody chase me with a machete in an alley.
Wow.
One of my girlfriends, she actually just got burned alive. So
Got burnt alive?
burnt alive
Damn.
from her ex-boyfriend. So.
So what, did he like put lighter fluid on her or something?
Well, she had a fear of burning alive because she got high and she burned herself from the neck down, and she has scars, you know. So when that's her fear, and that's exactly what it did to her. So
Damn true.
yeah.
Right. So what would be your worstest fear?
Just leaving my kids motherless, and I already am, you know, by being absent. But my son already lost his dad, so if I were to die, my son would be completely parentless, and that's very scary, because when you use drugs in a family and the parents get high, the kid has a 50% chance of when they get older getting high. So if both of the parents are drug addicts, the chances are higher that they're going to use drugs when they're older.
Right.
I can't imagine my son or my daughter being out here getting high, going through what I do on a daily basis.
Right.
It's humiliating walking, you know. It's humiliating getting high and just looking the way you look when you've been out here for so long.
Right. And you know there's no better management in changing that than yourself, though, right?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean?
I do know that.
And I believe you have the strength, the courage, and the willpower to change all these things.
I do too.
I
just have to do it.
I saw you on a journey doing just that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's time to do that journey again.
Yeah. And this time we just go a little further.
Mm-hmm. We keep going. We don't stop.
Right. So when it comes to servicing, I guess, a gentleman out here for finances, what is the price point like? Like, what would you charge for a guy when they need your services?
On some real shit, like, I'm more a finesse and I hustle and I talk. So as much as I can get out of them, you know.
Yeah.
I finesse and I hustle until I actually gotta do something. Then when I gotta do something, when like I'm gonna dip, because most of my money comes from my phone, you know. So because I don't like being out here doing those things, and if I have to, I do. But you know, I'd rather just send pictures and videos on my phone, where it ain't got a face, and it doesn't even gotta be me. You know, they ain't gonna know.
That's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you can get it that way, then why not, huh?
So a lot of the women out here, they've accepted the fact that that is their life, and I refuse. So if I can do something else to do what I gotta do to continue to get higher, but I do it before I have to go to that.
Okay.
But
That makes sense.
life goes on though.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, you know, I just want you to know, you know, you're a beautiful woman, man. And it sounds like deep inside this is not what you want.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
I'm over it. I don't want to get high anymore. I want to be with my family. I want to be inside, warm in my home. I don't have to worry about anything. About where I'm going to lay my head at night. I don't have to worry about where I'm going to eat next.
Yeah, I get that. That, you know, the small things that people take for granted is sometimes major things in others' lives. You know, just a bottle of water.
Yeah, simplest thing.
A TV show.
Yeah. There are people out here that hand out food.
You know. Okay. Well, I understand that you know, you're going through a lot right now. You know, and I know it's hard to talk about this, but I want to let you know that you're courageous.
Thank you.
You're strong, truthful, and open, and I think that goes a long way.
Thank you.
Right? Because these streets is not for
Who knows that?
the weak.
They ain't for me neither.
So you've already shown me that you're a very, very strong person.
Thank you.
And I need you to internalize that and use that.
I'm going to.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to.
So I'm not gonna keep this camera in your face any longer. But if you can look at the viewers and ask them to please subscribe to F.A.C.E Productions.
Please subscribe to F.A.C.E Productions because this is real life. And it's scary out here. And we're all struggling, trying to do better.
Right.
And I'm sorry I cry ugly, but it is what it is.
That's right.
Have a good day, y'all.
Peace. Love y'all.
Greenfield and National, where the streets don't lie, chasing survival beneath the midnight sky. Money's fast, but the cost is high, and the danger's a whisper that never says goodbye. Greenfield and National, hear the streets cry. It's a fight to survive.